So here we got three brand new split boards in our knuckle sandwich category. This is the Mahalo, the Tour Operator and the Surf Shuttle. Knuckle sandwich construction because it's really bulletproof. We're using a very tough top sheet which is really resistant to this typical chipping you're getting when you're hiking up and you're hiking a little bit sloppy and one edge is cutting into the other ski's top sheet. So this top sheet is really resistant to that. Then we have a carbon grid which is adding additional stability, and in the binding area we're using additional impact plates to avoid those dings created by split board bindings. All these boards feature mainly a black base because especially here under the binding area, this is where you tend to get scratches, and when you repair the base a lot, it really looks ugly after one season. And with an all black base, it's super easy to repair and the board doesn't look completely rotten after one season. The base material is not only really easy to repair, but it's also a super high-speed sintered base. We're using our own hardware here. The clips are really easy to open up also with gloves on. And the hooks here are made of Titanol, matte black finish, super light, looks super slick and very easy to assemble the two board halves up on the peak. We're also using bolts here instead of rivets because sometimes the hooks can get a little bit loose, and with a screwdriver here you can just tighten them and you're back in the game. So all three boards are featuring stratospheric top sheet. What is stratospheric top sheet? It's pretty much a filter which prevents the top sheet from heating up from the sun, because very often when you're hiking up, the sun is heating up the top sheet, snow falls onto the top sheet, it starts to melt, and then obviously it's in its own shade, so it's freezing again, and then it starts to pile up because it's getting icy and the board is getting heavier and heavier. And with this filter, the stratospheric top sheet, we are avoiding that the top sheet can heat up, and as a consequence it's not icing up and it stays lighter during your hike depending on the light conditions and sun conditions. The cam is really smooth with an early rise in the nose area. All three boards are also featuring basalt V-pop stringers, which is added into the laminate in order to eliminate chatter when you're riding on kind of a harder snow or at higher speed. The Mahalo is for the female split boarder, comes in two lengths, a 53 and a 48. It's a directional shape, the nose is slightly longer than the tail, and it's also slightly tapered, which means that the nose is a little bit wider than the tail width. The Surf Shuttle and the Tour Operator are our unisex boards. The Surf Shuttle comes in two lengths, a 61 and a 57. The Surf Shuttle is, as the name says, slightly surfier regarding geometry and flex. It has a swallowtail, it has a 3D crustbuster nose, which plows pretty much through everything, regardless whether if it's crust or a little bit of a heavier powder. The Tour Operator is kind of a more freestyle oriented board. It is a almost twin, which means that there is a little bit more nose than tail, but enough tail to really stick your switch landings, or if you need to traverse a switch, you can always do this. There's enough tail for these kind of games. The Tour Operator comes in three lengths, a 56, a 59 and a 62.